We're seeing robust demand on the transatlantic, so to U.S., Canada, Mexico. Very robust demand to Latin America, and then Africa's been very resilient through the pandemic. It's still resilient now. Where we're not seeing a return to pre-pandemic levels, domestic France. I think there's a structural shift to the train. The train option is quite a good option in France, so we see a big reduction in demand. And then Asia, of course, is a challenge because of the current Russian overflight ban. But overall, strong demand with the exception of those two.
And Benjamin, Air France-KLM has seen years of massive losses, not just as a result of COVID, but because of other issues as well. How are you taking advantage of the improvement in fundamentals within the industry to advance and push forward your earnings trajectory here?
So we start with our fleet. We've been going through transformation well before. We started a big transformation program well before COVID started. We made a decision ahead of any other carrier to remove our Airbus A380 airplanes. Those were not producing the necessary margins for us, and we accelerated that obviously when COVID kicked in. So that's at the top end of our fleet. That's what we decided first, all the way down to our regional fleet. We're doing a lot of refleeting, so the cost of the unit cost of our fleet is coming going down very quickly. And then the products on board, so that the customer promise that we have out there is much more consistent. So those are from a customer perspective, from an overall unit cost perspective, those are all positive. And then we have a very big home market in France. It's the #1 inbound market in the world. We do not have our fair share of that market. So coming out of COVID, we put a lot of things in place to increase our position in our home market. And in Amsterdam, Amsterdam Schiphol, we've had some challenges operationally since the end of COVID. We did have a rough summer last year, but I believe we're in a much better situation for this year. So I would say, from our perspective, quite pleased.
So with regards to domestic France in particular, how are you going to compensate for this plane for train substitution that you speak about?
Look, where we're flying or looking to put that capacity is most of that is shifting to areas which we believe have purpose, make sense. A lot of these planes are being shifted to VFR traffic markets, so visiting friends and relatives. There's a big Northern African population in France, so we've moved a lot of these planes to there. There's a lot more traffic going back and forth to the Middle East, into France, and in some respects the Netherlands. So this is where we're shifting our airplanes to. We have, of course, international-wise, as I said, the only one that's not at the levels of 2019. We've moved all those airplanes onto the transatlantic, where the demand is quite healthy.